is
Hey, how's it going?
takes the meaningful second takes first go. You still have make most of those things. I like that makes it. And see, hello, hello, very good.
Sounds like you're busy with a project or just doing some setup. What's on your plate right now?
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up?
What is a mindset?
Hmm. Mindset is your usual way of looking at things. You know, the set of beliefs and thoughts that shape how you interpret what happens to you. Like, if you believe your abilities are fixed, that's a fixed mindset. But if you believe you can grow, learn, improve, that's a growth mindset. It affects how you handle failures, effort, and success.
What is a fixed mindset?
Hmm. That's when someone thinks their skills and intelligence are carved in stone. They're static. Like, I'm either good at this or I'm not. That mindset tends to shy away from challenges because mistakes feel like proof that they're not good enough.
And what is a growth mindset?
Mm. Growth mindset is believing abilities can be developed. Effort, good strategies, feedback, all of that can make you better over time. So instead of saying, I can't do this, it's, I can't do this yet. It makes challenges feel like opportunities instead of threats to your identity.
Who is the concept of peace and growth mindset?
Hmm. I love that question. More like it reframes the concept. It doesn't erase fixed mindset thinking, but it helps you notice it and shift out of it. You can catch yourself going, wait, I'm assuming I can't change, and reframe it. It's flexible thinking, not a brand new species of mindset. Does that make sense?
Why is mindset important in personal development?
Mm. Yeah. Mindset quietly steers your choices. With growth mindset, you practice more, you take smarter risks, you learn from feedback instead of avoiding it. That tends to build resilience, better performance over time, and less fear of messing up. It changes how you see yourself and what's possible.
Yeah. And what are the main characteristics of a fixed mindset?
Hmm. In a fixed mindset, people often avoid challenges. They can give up quickly, see effort as pointless, feel threatened by others' success, and yeah, sometimes ignore useful feedback. It's like protecting ego instead of stretching skills. Does that kind of match what you've seen?
What are the key traits of a growth mindset?
Hmm. Curiosity, persistence, embracing challenges, learning from criticism, and being inspired by others' success, not threatened by it. Belief that effort matters and progress comes with practice. Basically, a mindset that says, I can develop this with work and good strategies. Not, I either have the talent or I don't. It's practical optimism backed by action.
How does a fixed mindset affect learning?
Hmm. It narrows learning. So mistakes feel like failure instead of useful info. People may avoid tough tests, stick to what they already know, and miss chances to grow their skills. It's like learning in a smaller box because risk feels too uncomfortable.
How does a growth mindset encourage learning?
Hmm. It reframes challenges as practice, not proof you're incapable. It makes effort feel worthwhile and feedback feel helpful. Over time, that creates more persistence, more curiosity, and better long term learning. You start seeking challenges instead of sidestepping them. That shift is huge.
Why do some people develop a fixed mindset?
Hmm. Often it's from messages about being naturally smart or not, praise that focuses only on being perfect or mistakes being punished. That shapes how risk and failure are perceived. The good news, mindsets are changeable. With reflection, language shifts, and consistent practice, people can stretch into a growth mindset. It takes time and reminders, but it absolutely can be done.
What are the benefits of having a growth mindset?
Let me see. A few good ones. So, embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. Treat mistakes as learning data. Welcome constructive feedback. Use growth language like not yet. Focus on effort and strategy. Set learning goals. Reflect on progress and learn from others' success instead of comparing. Over time, those habits build confidence and resilience.
How does mindset influence success?
Mm. Mindset shapes how you respond to setbacks, how much effort you invest, and whether you learn from failures or retreat. A growth mindset keeps you adaptable. So over time, you practice more, learn faster, take smarter risks. That combination usually drives better results. Not magic, just steady improvement compounded.
How does mindset affect self-confidence?
Mm. When you believe you can grow, confidence becomes less about being flawless and more about trusting your ability to learn and recover. That kind of confidence is steadier. It survives setbacks because setbacks aren't seen as verdicts. With a fixed mindset, confidence can drop sharply when you stumble. So mindset shapes the foundation that your confidence sits on.
Okay. And what role does effort play in a growth mindset?
Effort is central. It's treated as the path to mastery, not a sign you're weak. So when you believe effort actually makes a difference, you stick with practice longer, refine your strategies, and you're more likely to bounce back after setbacks. Over time, that persistence compounds into real skill and confidence. Effort stops being embarrassing and becomes the engine of progress.
Why do people with a growth mindset embrace changes, embrace challenges?
Because challenges signal a chance to improve, not a threat. They assume difficulty means growth is happening. So instead of avoiding tough tasks, they lean in, expecting effort to pay off over time.
Okay. And how does failure impact someone with a fixed mindset?
Hmm. It tends to feel like verdict on who they are instead of just feedback on what they did. That can trigger avoidance, frustration, or giving up too soon, which makes learning really difficult. And confidence can sink fast. Without reframing, failure can become a stop sign instead of a waypoint. That's why the mindset piece matters before the grind,
Why is resilience connected to a growth mindset?
because resilience is recovering and learning after setbacks, which is exactly what a growth mindset encourages. Treat mistakes as feedback, not identity. That mindset builds the mental flexibility to adapt instead of collapse, which is resilience in action. The two reinforce each other. Resilience keeps you in the game, and a growth mindset helps you get better while you're playing.
Okay. How does feedback affect people with different mindsets?
Checking that. With a growth mindset, feedback is fuel. People ask, what can I learn here? With a fixed mindset, feedback can feel like personal criticism. So it gets ignored or resisted. Same message, totally different interpretation.
Why is constructive criticism valuable for growth?
Because it pinpoints ways to improve. In a growth mindset, you hear it as guidance, not a verdict. That keeps you adjusting, trying again, and ultimately getting better. Without that perspective, even helpful advice can feel like the personal attack and slow growth down. So the mindset frames the meaning. Is it fuel or is it friction?
How can praise influence a child's mindset?
Hmm. Praise focused on effort, strategies, and persistence builds a growth mindset. You worked hard. That strategy paid off versus ability praise. You're so smart. The first teaches control and resilience. The second can unintentionally tie confidence to being perfect, which gets shaky when challenges show up. Small shifts in words can shape how kids see themselves and what's possible. It sets the tone for how they handle difficulty later.
Okay. What type of praise encourages a growth mindset?
Praise the process, effort, strategies, persistence, and improvement, not just being smart. That kind of praise tells a child, keep going. You're building skills, which sustains motivation when things get tough.
How does mindset affect academic performance?
Mhm. Growth mindset supports sustained effort, better study strategies, and more resilience when grades or feedback sting. Over time, that usually lifts achievement, not by magic, but by consistent behaviors that compound. Fixed mindset often limits risk taking and practice variety, which can cap growth. Mindset doesn't guarantee success, but it stacks the odds in your favor.
How can teachers promote a growth mindset in the classroom?
By praising effort and strategies, normalizing mistakes, giving constructive feedback, and modeling their own learning process. Also, design tasks that let students revisit and improve their work. Basically, make progress visible and effort meaningful. That culture makes getting better feel normal, not scary.
How can parents encourage a growth mindset at home?
Praise effort and strategies, not just results. Share your own mistakes and what you learned. Rigorous tests, not perfection standards. And show curiosity yourself. Ask, what did you learn? Instead of, did you win? Make learning a daily family thing. That models a growth mindset in everyday life.
Yeah. How does mindset influence workplace performance?
Mm. Growth mindset employees seek feedback, adapt faster, collaborate better, and handle change with less drama. That often translates to steadier performance and stronger long term growth. Fixed mindset can make change feel like a threat, breeding defensiveness or stagnation. Mindset shapes how teams learn, adapt, and innovate.
Why is adaptability important in a growth mindset?
Because growth only happens if you adjust. Adaptability means you take feedback, tweak your approach, and keep moving. Without adaptability, effort can pile up, but not direct anywhere new. It's the steering wheel, not the engine. Together, effort plus adaptability turn setbacks into stepping stones.
Okay. How does diversity support personal growth?
When things get rough, a growth mindset reads that rough patch as a training ground, not a dead end. Struggle highlights what to refine. So you practice different strategies, ask for help, and iterate. Over time, that repeated cycle turns hardship into capability. And that is growth in action.
talk about America's issue. Judging the biggest hard for the issue of you. You look at the years, so we put those things in power. So we should not know America.